Why is it that in a world obsessed with youth, many young women secretly turn their gaze toward older men? Why in the age of TikTok, fast hookups, and endless dating apps, does a timeless phrase, "old as go," quietly echo in their hearts? Modern boys scroll endlessly, chase shallow validation, and drown in distractions. They flex gym bodies, show off sneakers, and mimic trends. Yet something crucial is missing. Girls sense it immediately behind the likes and surface-level attraction. Their deeper desires remain unfed. What do they crave? Stability and chaos. Strength in a collapsing culture. A man whose presence calms rather than competes. In other words, wisdom wrapped in masculine restraint. This isn't about sugar daddies or shallow gold-digging stereotypes. It's about something primal, ancient, and psychological. The fact that maturity itself is an aphrodisiac. And while young boys chase the next dopamine hit, older men, those who embody stoic strength, often command attention without asking for it. Their silence speaks louder than another boy's desperate words. In this video, we'll dive into 10 deep, practical, reality-based reasons why modern young women are drawn to older men and why many young men fail to measure up. Each reason reveals a timeless Stoic truth about power, presence, and desire. Stay until the end because I'll share the final Stoic words that will reshape how you see yourself as a man in this chaotic age. Number 1. Emotional stability. In a stormy world, modern life is chaos. Girls grow up bombarded by constant noise. Social media drama, unstable friendships, and the uncertainty of careers and relationships. In this whirlwind, what they secretly crave is an anchor. Older men often embody this anchor. They've been tested by storms, failed jobs, broken relationships, betrayals, and hardships. Unlike young boys who explode in anger or crumble under stress, an older man carries calmness like armor. He doesn't react, he responds. Stoicism teaches, man conquers the world by conquering himself. Emotional self-mastery radiates like a beacon. For a young girl, an older man's emotional balance feels like safety, like shelter. Young boys, still raw with insecurities, often become slaves to moods and jealousy. Their energy is reactive. One wrong text from a girl and they spiral. In contrast, an older man has nothing to prove. He doesn't chase chaos, he filters it. This is why girls often confide in older men. Their calmness feels like wisdom, their silence like understanding. Emotional maturity is irresistible. Because in a world of storms, stability is the ultimate luxury. Number 2. Financial security without flashiness. Let's strip away illusions. Money matters. Not because girls are shallow, but because financial stability signals reliability. A young boy may spend recklessly, chase debt, or boast about flashy purchases. An older man, seasoned by time, usually values sustainability over show. He's learned that real wealth isn't about flexing. It's about freedom. When a girl sees an older man who lives without financial panic, it triggers something primal. Safety. Not he will buy me things, but he won't collapse when life gets hard. This stability communicates strength more than abs or sneakers ever could. Stoics valued moderation and self-control over luxury. Marcus Aurelius himself ruled an empire yet lived with humility. In the same way, an older man's financial calm. Paying bills without stress, planning for future speaks of discipline. Girls sense this deeply. A boy's unpredictable lifestyle breeds anxiety. An older man's predictable structure breeds attraction. Number 3. Confidence without arrogance. Young boys often mistake arrogance for confidence. They shout posture and seek validation, but true confidence whispers. Older men exude it naturally. They've lived enough to know their worth without needing applause. They don't beg for attention, they attract it. Their body language speaks a grounded presence. Their words are measured and their energy fills a room without noise. This difference is magnetic. A girl feels at ease around a man who doesn't compete for validation. His confidence is not a mask. It's rooted in experience. Stoicism teaches us. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Older men embody this quietly. They don't claim, they demonstrate. For young girls surrounded by boys faking dominance, the authenticity of an older man feels like oxygen. Confidence without arrogance is rare, and that rarity makes it irresistible. Number 4, wisdom that cuts through illusions. Life is full of illusions. Media teaches girls to desire endless excitement, but reality is harsher. Many secretly crave not another thrill, but direction. Older men carry wisdom, not just knowledge, but perspective. They've made mistakes and survived. They've learned the price of impulsivity. When they speak, it's not theory, it's lived truth. Young boys argue endlessly, but an older man can end confusion with a single sentence. His wisdom acts as guidance. A girl may not admit it publicly, but privately she leans toward this rare clarity. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Older men embody this awareness. They waste less time, cut through trivialities, and focus on what matters. To a girl lost in modern chaos, such wisdom is priceless. It feels like leadership, and leadership naturally attracts. Number 5, masculine patience. In a world of impulses, patience is power. In today's culture, everything is instant. Text likes hookups. Young boys fall into this trap demanding quick results. Girls sense this impatience as desperation. Older men shaped by time understand the value of waiting. They don't chase gratification. They cultivate it. Whether in business, fitness, or relationships, they know good things grow slowly. This patience feels like masculine discipline. A girl feels valued when a man invests time rather than rushing. His restraint feels powerful. His composure alluring. Epictetus taught, "No great thing is created suddenly." Older men embody this truth. They've learned that impatience kills progress while patience breeds mastery. In contrast, young boys often sabotage connections with impulsive behavior. Patience is rare and rarity is magnetic. Number 6, sexual control and depth. This is rarely spoken of openly, but it's real. Young boys often lack self-control driven by raw desire. Girls feel this as neediness. A hunger that drains instead of fulfills. Older men, however, tend to approach intimacy with control, confidence, and presence. They don't treat sex as conquest, but as connection. Their experience creates depth, not desperation. Stoicism teaches mastery over desires, not suppression, but control. A man who governs his body commands respect. Girls sense this intuitively. They feel the difference between frantic energy and calm masculine presence. This depth is why many young girls quietly lean toward older men. They crave not just attraction but a man who makes them feel. Number 7, a fatherly presence without weakness. In modern times, many girls grow up without stable masculine figures. Their subconscious often yearn for guidance, protection, and structure. Older men sometimes embody this presence, not in a literal fatherly sense, but as protectors and guides. Their age signals reliability, not boy fragility. Young boys often compete with girls emotionally, but an older man provides balance. His strength doesn't suffocate, it reassures. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." An older man's thoughts shaped by decades project steadiness. This fatherly energy feels like home in a world where many girls feel adrift. It's not weakness or control. It's grounded leadership. And leadership when calm and firm is deeply attractive. Number 8. Freedom from peer pressure. Young boys are slaves of trends, clothes, slang, opinions. They fear standing alone. Girls sense this lack of individuality. Older men, however, often live free from the prison of peer validation. They've outgrown the need to impress. Their choices are their own. This independence is Stoic at its core. Epictetus wrote, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." When a girl encounters a man who doesn't care about fitting in, it radiates strength. He isn't swayed by gossip, likes, or opinions. He stands firm. Such individuality is rare and therefore magnetic. Girls admire the man who is owned by no one. Number 9. Mastery of communication. Words are weapons. Young boys often misuse them. Talking too much, oversharing, or trying to impress. Older men speak less but with more weight. This mastery of communication is intoxicating. A girl feels safe and intrigued around a man who listens more than he speaks, who knows when to be silent and when to strike with words. Stoics valued logos. Reason expressed through speech. A man who commands language commands respect. Older men understand this. Their pauses feel powerful, their sentences meaningful. They don't talk for attention, they talk for impact. In a noisy world, silence and depth attract more than chatter. Number 10. Legacy over lifestyle. Finally, young boys chase lifestyle. Cars, parties, aesthetics. Older men think about legacy. What will I leave behind? What values will outlast me? This shift in perspective changes everything. Girls sense the difference between a boy chasing pleasure and a man building purpose. Legacy is magnetic because it signals depth. It shows a man is not temporary but eternal in vision. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself of death in legacy. Memento mori. Girls feel drawn to men who embody this depth because such men stand out in a shallow culture. A boy wants attention. A man builds something that commands it. Final Stoic advice. So why are young girls drawn toward older men? Not because of sugar-coated fantasies, but because maturity itself is masculine. Emotional mastery, wisdom, patience, and depth are rare, and rarity creates desire. If you're a young man watching this, don't envy older men. Instead, become one sooner. Cultivate Stoic discipline. Master your emotions, build purpose, and rise above the noise. Epictetus reminds us, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Don't chase women. Become the man women naturally chase. If this video resonated, like, follow and subscribe to Stoic Desire for more Stoic wisdom on attraction, masculinity, and modern life. Your transformation begins here.